Yeah, alright, gamers, welcome back. Dark Souls episode 19, we're back. Now, I've done some more farming between last episode and this episode, as you can see, with 80,000 souls, because I wanted to buy more pyromancy from Quelana. And in the interim, I've been getting really into lore videos with Dark Souls, and currently I'm watching a 11-hour video from Hawkshaw. That's the YouTube channel that I referred to last time. He's got really, really great content and is helping me understand a lot of the nuance with the lore in this game. But I've made it, I think, like 2 hours into the complete 11-hour saga. I'm taking my time with it. It's a slow burner, but I do want to complete it. But I've learned a lot about, obviously, the four lords of the flames. Gwyn, the Lord of Light. Nito, the Lord of Death. The Witch of Izalith, the Lord of Life, or Fire, and then the Furtive Pygmy, the Lord of the Dark, right? So they're kind of like, the way that I think of them is like north, south, east, and west, right? They're like counter opposites of each other. Like Gwyn is the Lord of Light, the Furtive Pygmy is the Lord of Dark, right? The Dark Soul, the Light Soul. The Witch of Izalith is the Lord of Fire, Life. Nito is the Lord of Death, right? Nito being the first dead, the first one to experience death. I kind of knew the premise of them, but I've learned a good bit about them. I've learned about Havel and who he was. He was a bishop for Gwyn, part of his army and some of his knights during the war against the ancient dragons. He loved a woman in the church. Seath, the scaleless dragon, the betrayer that betrayed his kind, got a seat in Anor Londo, thanks to Gwyn, because he betrayed his kind. And Havel always kind of hated sorcery and the dragons and anything that wasn't like martial prowess. So eventually Seath kidnaps the love of his life, who Seath doesn't know that's his lover, but they're kind of like in love in secret because they're both in the church. But eventually he conducts experiments on her. She goes missing, and Havel eventually finds out and turns his back towards the gods, aka Gwyn and Nito and Izalith and whatnot, and plans a coup. Now we'll learn about that, I'm sure, later in the game and on our own. But I also learned about the Witch of Izalith and how she perverted her flame and created the Chaos Flame. And initially it wasn't in control, or she wasn't in control of it, but eventually she did gain control of it. And she became the mother of demons. And of course, Miyazaki loves Berserk, so a lot of influence from Berserk is in all of his games. And just like in Berserk, demons aren't necessarily they are bad, but they're their own species, so to speak. They're their own, they have their own culture, their own religion, they have written language, they have wants to be demon, they have wants to be of use to their mother, the Witch of Izalith, and none of them don't want to be demons. So all of the sisters of Quelana, like Quelaag and the ancient Spider Queen, we learn that they've voluntarily become demons. They don't want to not be demons. And the ancient Spider Queen, the one that we're in the Covenant with right now, is she has all these egg sacs on her because she's trying to birth new demons, right? And Quelana, the sister that faked her own death, has she's poisoned Ingi and used her spell that she created, Undead Rapport, the spell that we bought from her, that seduces an undead. She sent Ingi into her sister's lair, and Ingi, of course, has no idea, but has some kind of recollection of it. But he winds up being what poisons the ancient Spider Queen, which we'll learn later and see later too. And also us being an undead kind of do the bidding of Quelana by killing her sisters, trying to kill her mother, right? And it's all very cool knowing these details and knowing what I know as we're doing these events, instead of just being like, oh, that's a pretty cool, like, fire spider chick, like, I wonder what the deal is with that. Like, no, they're trying to protect their mother. So I farmed a bunch of souls to buy some more pyromancy from Quelana before, I don't know, I have to make a decision. Do I want to betray her the way that she's betrayed a lot of other people? Do I want to do her quest line and try and help her take out the Bed of Chaos and her sisters and the demons? It's also very interesting because the ceaseless I think his name is the Ceaseless Demon. I can't remember its full name, but the one that we fought last session or the session before that, it's just the massive lava demon. I've come to believe that's the son of the Witch of Izalith, and she was possibly pregnant with child when she corrupted the flame and couldn't control her powers quite yet. And her son, the one that she was born, or she was pregnant with, was born against his will, and is the only demon that hasn't chose to be a demon like the others. And you learn that Quelana has faked her death and went to the lengths of leaving her body in front of her brother, which is why when we ran past the Ceaseless, we found Quelana's set on a body on an altar, and that's supposed to be the body that is there to be like her death faked, right? Which is all just like very, very, very cool details from Miyazaki and the team. And it's just the more you know, the more that's like, oh man, that's so cool. And like, of course, when we get into the DLC, we'll learn about there possibly being a king to the demon ruins, and the Witch of Izalith having like a husband or a man. Oh! God, these blood flies can be such a pain. But yeah, I'm getting really deep and invested in the lore of Dark Souls 1, and it's easily becoming one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. Miyazaki and the boys, easy, don't fall off, really are like just masters of storytelling, and I truly do see him as like a modern Shakespeare. He is just a genius. Now, of course, a lot of his inspiration is pulled from Berserk, and there's a lot of similarities to all of the FromSoft games and Berserk, but still, that doesn't diminish from the genius. Nice roll. Quelana. It's also, I also kind of learned that when we told Laurentius where to find Quelana, he comes down here. This isn't the Great Swamp. I referred to it as the Great Swamp before. This is not the Great Swamp. Texts show that Laurentius states that the Great Swamp is from another land. It's full of like nature and abundance. This is not. This is a poison swamp. This is very different. But of course, when he comes down here, he becomes hollow, or at least we assume he becomes hollow, but quite possibly Quelana could have hollowed him or like corrupted him and helped him become hollow. Because obviously if he came from the Great Swamp, why would he go hollow coming back to his home? He also knew where his home was, but he didn't know how to navigate Blighttown and where the Great Swamp, or excuse me, the Poison Swamp was we had to tell him where. So it's like they're very different, and there's a reason that he goes hollow when he comes down here, and it's very sad. And it's almost, in my mind, it's because of Quelana, right?
Ah, it has been some time. Truth be told, I thought you had perished.
I'm starting to not like her. I was, it's very, it's so genius that they put her here, and of course you're like kind of charmed. She's a witch, right? You're charmed by her to do her bidding, and it's like, maybe she's not right. Maybe, I mean, the demons have a reason to live. Maybe that, you know, they deserve to live. So, all right, we're gonna pick up Fire Orb. We're gonna pick up Great Fireball. We're gonna pick up Firestorm, and we're gonna pick up Great Combustion. And now we have all of her spells.
Now go. Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.
See if we can talk to her and...
Ah, I was expecting you. Let us begin. The Witch of Izalith. Please, do not speak of her. I abandoned my mother and sisters and fled to this land. Now I roam these parts, feigning ablution and pretending to seek answers. Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating fire. But remember one thing. Always fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again.
She must be referring to her mother and being devoured by the flame.
Pyromancy is the... but I would...
Okay.
No luck, Well, young pupil, you must have patience, but do not keep me waiting much longer.
I think it said we could purchase equipment from her? No, modify our equipment. We can level up our Pyromancy's flame. Right.
No luck. Well, but do not...
Alright, let's use a Homeward Bone. This should take me back to Firelink. Yep, perfect. I think I'm gonna tune Firestorm. Just for now, we'll see how it feels. I also want to upgrade our Aito to +7 and our Uchi to +7. I still don't know which one I'm going to use fully, but I also want to upgrade the Grass Crest Shield. We have extra Titanite shards and souls. This has been my new shield because it provides stamina recovery, so let's get it to +5 if possible. I do have 4 Twinkling Titanite. I could upgrade the Shadow set, but not quite yet. There's also some other things that I wanted to get from Firelink Shrine that I learned about that I didn't know were here originally. And one of which requires us to take the lift up. There we go. Yep. What a fucking perfect jump. So now from here, we roll onto the church, and we get the Undead Asylum F2 West key. Oh, easy. Easy, easy, easy. Now, I don't know if there's anything else up here. But with that, I believe we can talk to the Raven now. and head back to the Undead Asylum. Excuse me. Honestly, I have no idea how to get him to take me back to the Undead Asylum. Oh, shit. Oh! Whoops. We fell right into Framp's hole. What's up? Alright, Framp, where's my body? Also, don't you know it's like extremely dangerous to just have open holes on the ground? Alright, I'll have to figure out in another episode how do we get the crow to take us back to the Undead Asylum. Okay. I still don't know if I want to consume the soul of Quelag or if I want to make a weapon from it. I don't know what weapon it could make, so I'm going to hold off on that for now. We have the Enchanted Ember. Ember required for weapon ascension. This Enchanted Ember, a form of sorcery, is a vestige of the lost land of Ulasil. Ascends a +5 magic weapon to enchanted weapon. The sorcerer's enchanted weapon that inflicts magic damage is boosted by intelligence. I think I'm going to head back to Darkroot Basin. In the Darkroot Garden, we have some things to do there, so let me jog my memory on how to get back there. I could take the Valley of Drakes. I could also... Okay. We go to Andre. The Grass Crest shield is so sick, man. Visually and for like what it does. The symbolism on it is also really cool. One side gold, one side kind of gray. Love that sound. Andre, my boy. Let's go ahead and repair. Also need to drop off a couple things that I found while I was farming souls. A couple extra swords. We have so many. Can't wait to find who I can sell items to so I can kind of empty out our bottomless box a little bit. Keep those. Keep one rapier in case I want to use it. Still haven't decided. I like that stock. Got an extra battle axe. Thinking about switching over to the longbow, but I have a short bow that's +5, so I kind of want to just... I'll use the short bow. It seems more of like a rogue's weapon. We're keeping our Pyromancy's Flame. Target shield can stay with us, just in case I want like a parry shield. I'll put the spike shield up for now. Keep the Dragon Crest. Actually, keep the spike shield because I have the I have the barbed straight sword, so the weapon in this shield from Knight Kirk, who's also a defender of the Witch of Izalith.
That's an odd ember you have there. Ah, I know what you're thinking, but I'm no good with those. It won't be easy, but I'm afraid you'll have to look for someone else.
Damn. So Andre can't use this ember. Right.
Sen's fortress is an old proving grounds built by the ancient gods. It is the only route leading to the great Anor Londo. Of course, most fools can't even find their way into that fortified death trap. But they won't stop trying. Take that bumbling Saranyan. I'll be safe.
He's basically pointing us towards Sen's fortress, which is where we will be going soon. After I feel we've completed everything that we need to do in the Darkroot Garden and the Darkroot Basin. Now, I've recently also learned about Gwyn's 4 knights and their rings. Dagger kind of feels good. Haven't used it in a while, so I kind of wanted to break it out. But yeah, I've learned about the 4 knights, Gwyn's 4 knights, and their rings. Their... Oh, easy, easy! Oh, I died. Fuck. I thought I lived. I slipped off the edge. But yeah, the 4 knights being Hawkeye Go, the Lord's Blade Kieran, Abyss Walker Artorias, and Dragon Slayer Ornstein. Each of them has had a ring created for them because they were such powerful knights in Gwyn's army. And one of those rings is actually here in the Darkroot Garden. And the dagger actually feels really good. But I bring it up because it's actually that item right there that we passed by, and I was like, I wonder how to get to that. And the DLC kind of explains why it's there. That's, of course, not who that ring belongs to, but it's someone that stole the ring. Let me see if I can find how to get to the ring, and we can read its description and kind of go over it a little bit better, but we do have quite a few souls left over. Maybe we just level up one more time. We'll put it in endurance. We're now level 50. That way we're not walking around with all these souls. We bought all of the spells that we wanted to buy. Ooh, nice kick. That archer is actually really annoying. Let's say, is that Ferris? Is that the archer that I've read so much about? Alright, now we got a 4-on-1. This is not good. Come on. Oh, you son of a bitch. Later. Ooh. Oh, no! Got it on. Take the plunge, take the plunge! Later, nerds. I love it. All that's left is you and me, brother. Alright, good hit. Ooh, God, he hurts. Was that a Zweihander? God damn, brother. Damn it. Damn it! It's so hard to cast it. Got it. Damn, Firestorm is sick. Did a lot of damage to him, too. This guy's brutal to fight. God, move. He's gonna get me. Move, 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 move! Oh, he's got a heavy roll, though. Finish him! Got him. Whew. I have no Estus left, but... Brutal, 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 brutal. Now, in this area somewhere... Ah, shit. There's a great tree somewhere. I have no idea where, but somewhere in this forest. Oh shit, I know where this is though. These are the giant cat bears. Not a fan of these things. I do need to take them on at some point, but I'm on a mission right now. So yes, somewhere in this forest, there is a massive tree. And I'm looking for that tree. It's along a wall. Oh, I didn't know this was back here. The stone set. Stone helmet, armor, gauntlets, and leggings. I don't think I can go underneath here. What about on the other side, though? Nothing really over here. So I don't think the tree is on this side. I actually think it's on the other side of the forest. Who are you?
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me. But cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius?
No?
My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark? 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have
That's fucked
thine
up.
own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
What is your decision? No? I'll say yes.
Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the
Alvina.
Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
So they are the Forest Hunter Covenant. And honestly, it sounds pretty sick and fitting for my character, so yes, I am going to join your covenant.
I am very
Alvina
glad.
of the Dark Rot Wood.
And now,
Or Dark
thou art
Roots,
one of us. Let us establish a covenant.
Join the covenant. Yes.
And here taketh this ring.
The Cat Covenant Ring.
If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou
So?
must heed the golden rule.
Right.
The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsman forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
Right. So don't betray the clan.
Ah, thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Do not such a hope shatter with foul disproportion. Ah, that my...
Okay. Let's take a peek at the ring, as well as the stone set. The Dusk Crown Ring. We didn't read this one last time, but this magic crown-shaped ring was granted to Princess Dusk of Ulusil upon her birth. The ringstone allows its wearer to cast additional sorceries, but at the cost of 1/2 of HP. Interesting. The Princess Dusk of Ulusil. The Cat Covenant Ring answers Alvina's summoning. Ring granted to those bound by the Forest Hunter Covenant. Answer Alvina's summoning. The White Cat Alvina speaks a human tongue and has lived since the early age of fire. Alvina was a trusted friend of Knight Artorius and the Great Wolf Siv. So Artorius' grave is actually here in the Great Forest, and the Great Wolf Siv protects it, as well as Alvina is kind of this covenant leader that is to protect and stop grave robbers, basically, right? It basically just answers her summoning, so interesting. I wonder if that keeps us safe from any of the... Oh, it seems like it does. And who are you?
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East,
Shiva of the
captain of
East.
the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear. Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey.
Cool.
That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's
Right.
about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
And to you, brother.
Don't worry now. You'll be called in soon enough. Hunters with patience score the best kills.
I mean, the Forest Covenant, out of all the covenants that I've been in so far, seems the coolest. Now, of course, you can jump between covenants at any time, and we probably will be jumping back and forth between different covenants to try and do quest lines the best we can, but I need to progress some other things a little further in the Chaos Covenant before I can actually talk to the Ancient Spider Queen. She's one of the sisters of, or daughters of the Witch of Izalith. I have no Estus left. Let's go swing by the bonfire up here so I can get my Estus back. As well as, I think I'm actually looking in the wrong area, maybe? I'll tell you what. Let's use a twin humanity. Actually, just pop 2 normal humanity. Reverse our hollowing. We're going to kindle here. Now, I have learned a bit about humanity, and obviously the furtive pygmy being the one that got the Dark Soul, split the Dark Soul up and kind of shared it and gave humanity its humanity. It separated them from the gods, right? So it's like the furtive pygmy kind of created humanity, because humanity is separate from souls. There's a reason that you can get souls and humanity in this game. But it's the part of the game that I am struggling to understand the most, I think, because there's something inside of humanity that is... I mean, I understand it. So from what I understand is Gwyn and the other gods were afraid of the dark, because obviously the Age of Fire was going to come to an end at some point, and they know that the dark is similar in power to the light, except it's limitless, so it's even stronger in ways. And they feared the dark, so they tried to imprison it and enslave it and kind of chain it within this curse, the undead curse, right? So they've kind of trapped our humanity inside of that curse symbol that we see on undead. And when you're like consuming humanity and offering it to the bonfire to strengthen the flame a little bit, I think you're basically crushing another humanity. I'm still not 100% on all of it, but I am kind of piecing the details together a little bit more and more, bit by bit. And honestly, I don't know, I love it. I like not having it all figured out and slowly being like, oh, so this is what, you know, this NPC is thinking, this is the implied with this little detail, and the demons aren't actually like corrupted or held against their will. They're willingly, they've become demons. They're happy with their choices. They want to be demons. They have language and culture and religion, and the only one that was kind of against that was Quelana and possibly their father. Now, I've heard speculations on their father, and we'll get into that much farther into the future when we actually get there. I believe it's in the DLC, but it's never specifically stated, from what I understand, in game, who the father and king of Izalith was. Good movement. So my checklist says kill the golden crystal golem. Reload your game if it's not there. And from what I understand, I think he's supposed to be out here, behind where the Hydra was. Now we checked out here last time and there was nothing out here, but maybe you have to like go in, come back. But I'm still not seeing anything. Oh, oh. There it is. See, the first time we explored back here, I was like, oh man, I can't believe they didn't put anything back here. They did put something back here. It's so sick. All right, I'm in water. I need to be careful. This could be tough. Good rolls. I'm moving different right now. Hey. Oh shit.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulasil.
It's the
I
princess.
cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulasil, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee?
It would.
My heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond words. Then I shout, engrave my signature. If thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. It seems that my time is done. May the great flames guide thee.
Thank you, my lady. My lady. So now it says, go back to where the Hydra fight happened and summon Dusk of Ulasil, learn her proper bow, and buy any sorceries you need or the catalyst, right? Now I'm not much of a man of sorcery, especially on this character, but I wouldn't mind looking at her wares and having more conversations with her, seeing what's going on. Oh, you got me. So that's her sign. There she is.
I am Dusk of Ulasil. It is an honor to see thee again. I shall follow thine wishes.
Learn her gesture, the proper bow. See what she has. She has hidden body, cast light, repair, chameleon, and hidden weapon. Ancient sorcery of the lost land of Ulasil turns body nearly invisible. Really cool. Although perfect invisibility is unachievable due to the risk of dissipation, the caster need only stand still for a moment to blend into environs with astounding camouflage. That's one that I actually might want to learn and get my, I think it's intelligence up to 14, so I can use that. Cast light. Ancient sorcery of the lost land of Ulasil. Cast a bright light upon surroundings. This light-producing sorcery is elementary, but nonetheless demonstrates the achievements in mysticism of Ulasil. Such magic has not been developed even in Vinheim. This is one that I could see being extremely useful in the catacombs and when we head down to the very dark areas of the game. Repair. Ancient sorcery of the lost land of Ulasil. Repair equipment, weapons, and armor. This sorcery was a part of everyday life in Ulasil. Its effects resemble repair powder, which must have found its way into the culture of this lost land. Chameleon. Ancient sorcery of the lost land of Ulasil transforms into something inconspicuous. A separate stealth spell from Hidden Body. A skilled stealth sorcerer must be aware of his or her surroundings and of which objects are prime candidates for imitation. And then Hidden Weapon. Ancient sorcery of the lost land of Ulasil turns right weapon invisible. Not a simple augmentation, making it dependent on the skill of its caster. An example of the capacity of Ulasil's sorceries to control light. So the sorcerers and the sorcery that came from Ulasil was all about controlling the light. This allowed for manipulation with stealth, hiding your weapon, using luminous magic. The light could repair your gear. Very interesting. Very, very cool. She also has the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst for only 1,000. Sorcery Catalyst of the lost land of Ulasil, formed by enchanted white bark branches. The white bark boosts sorcery adjustment, but the sorceries of this lost land are gentle and not affected by intelligence. That's really cool. That actually sounds like a catalyst that we want, so I don't have to put a lot of points into my intelligence to use these sorceries. Cool. I think I'm going to learn Hidden Body. And I'm going to learn Cast Light. And Chameleon sounds kind of cool. Although Repair does also seem kind of nice, but you have one use before you have to go back to a bonfire. Chameleon you can just like turn into a pot and like blend into the environment. That's kind of cool. We'll come back for Repair and Hidden Weapon, I'm sure, but...
For a very long time, I was trapped within the crystal golem. From my home I was taken and banished to a plane of distortion. It was there that thou came to my rescue, long after I had relinquished all hope. So gleeful was I. My faith reneweth.
Aw.
The sorceries of Ulasil differ from the magic of thine age. It is difficult to explain. Ulasil's sorceries are, what doth one say? They're somewhat of an approximation. Thine sorceries are more straightforward, negating all but thyself. Dost thou not find some fascination in these discrepancies?
I do, honestly.
The sorceries of Ulasil, it is difficult to Ulasil's sorceries are, thine sorceries are, dost thou not find some...
So their sorceries...
If thou art in need, pray summon me again. I only wish to be of some genuine assistance. May the flames guide thee.
Thank you, my lady. So their sorceries from Ulasil were more... they had more specific uses. She's saying like our sorceries are straightforward, almost for like violence, right? You have like Great Arrow, Magic Arrow, Spear, all that kind of stuff, but their sorceries were more for like manipulation of light, repairing armors and weapons, camouflage, like more finite and specific uses, which is cool. And Ulasil is a land that I think is like 300 to 500 years before this time period that we're playing in the game. And the time period and era that we're playing in the game is like much after the beginning of the Age of Fire. We're towards the end of the Age of Fire, where Gwyn has already sacrificed himself to rekindle the flame. They've set up the prophecy to where chosen undeads are supposed to come and give their life and rekindle the flame, and we've been manipulated and humanity is being trapped in this endless cycle of a curse. And we're just another one of those undead coming to like kindle the flame and prolong the age of gods and continue the suffering of humans. So, alright guys, we're gonna call this one here for now. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Peace and love, and God bless gamers.